Welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. I must first start by saying I really hope that you and your friends and family are safe. I've probably said things like that way too many times on this channel over the last 7 years. Anyway, let's have a little bit of wonderful distraction and talk about makeup and beauty, because that's what we're here for, right? And I've got a little bit of distraction for you, and I'm very excited to share what we're going to do today. I'm going to use a really kind of strong, punchy blue. It's a colour, well, I'm going to just go straight in and show you, by the wonderful, I want to put it in its little container actually, because it's so, container, in the little bag that it comes with, from Violette FR. Violette is a makeup artist I've talked about a lot. These are the U paints, which I've talked about, or Y paints, which I've talked about a lot. And it's a really strong, vibrant blue. Now, let me start by saying that Violette has this beautiful kind of like cascading mane of dark hair, which kind of frames her face beautifully with this lovely heavy fringe. She's gorgeous. And I thought that colour definitely suits her. And I thought it would be an interesting video to talk about how you choose colour and what works for you. And if you just are drawn to the colour but you're not sure if it works for you, how could you maybe kind of change things up to make it work? That kind of vibe, right? I also love the fact that within the packaging that she sent, it's called Dieu Bleu, which I guess is Blue God? Dieu Bleu? Pardon if I've got it wrong. Anyway, I just love this because I have so many sheets of paper like this at home. Doodles, I mean nothing for my own brand or anything like that. It's not something that I'm interested in doing, but I just thought this was really personal and I love the fact that she's included it. So yeah, just wanted to share with you that. So we're going to be working with a really vibrant blue, someone with particularly pale skin, sort of, you know, medium to pale skin, and blonde hair, a smattering of blonde hair, possibly quite a lot of dark roots. I haven't got around to sorting those out just yet. I might put my chair down a little bit so you get to see a bit more of my face. Right, let's start with a little bit of skincare. I met the lovely Daniel Martin. Actually, it's the second time I met him, but I had a bit more time with him this time. And he is a makeup artist, an American makeup artist who's come over with the brand Tatcha. A really beautiful skincare brand. Lovely looking at the packaging. Possibly don't look too close to the nails. They're about a couple of days old. It's sort of like I kind of like parade around the house and stab the ends of it because they just never, no matter how much top coat I put on, they just never stay put. Anyway, I love this brand for many reasons. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've done a few little posts on the founder, the heritage of the products, the Japanese rituals which Vicky, the founder, has included in the products. It's such a wonderful brand, and if you'd like me to go in depth in that, of course I can. I'm sure many of you use the brand, but what I love about this, if I could just get on with it, is the little gold spoon, the little gold spatula, which you can take out, and I'm sure many people don't even bother, but I just feel like royalty popping my little spatula in, and you only need like literally a tiny amount. It's got lots of rich in antioxidants, lots of hyaluronic and Japanese blue rice, which I've never purple rice, which I've never actually seen before. But this is like a really quenching drink for your skin, hence called the Dewy Skin Cream. Lovely under makeup, especially if you're going for that fresh look. If you're going to a big event or something, you want to do makeup to last, and you wanted to use, and your skin was dry, you'd have to put this cream on and allow it to sort of settle in for about half an hour before you put your makeup on, as a little tip. It doesn't mean that you can't use it, it just needs time to settle in, but I'm actually going for a fresh dewy look because of the strong punch of colour at the top. Just take it over my lips. So lovely. Okay, I was judging, or I am continuing to judge, some products for a particular magazine's beauty awards, which I may not be able to go into just yet. But I will talk about a product that I came across that I absolutely love. I don't know why I'm shaking it, I don't think it's Northern Water. It's Sculpted by Amy Skin Tint, and it's a really beautiful fusion of the serum and coverage, whereas compared to the Beauty Pie, where I absolutely love the finish, the texture, the bounce, how it made my skin. If you want a little bit more coverage, this could be a next option. I kind of need to do like a little sort of bar chart or like chart to show what skin type, what effect and what product kind of slots into that, because there are so many variations and it just depends what you feel like or what your skin needs, okay? So this is shade 4, I think 4.0, so there must be a 5 in there as well. There's my hand. That was a really interesting shot, wasn't it? Maybe I should put the product on first. Really nice yellow based product. I wonder if actually, I was going to screw the lid up, but maybe I can actually, let's move my mirror a bit further away. Maybe that's all I'll need. I like to put it on with my fingers, as you know, drenching the skin easily over my complexion, because it's a nice hydrated base, but you can probably see that it just glides on beautifully. So here is where I need the coverage up around my forehead, but it just kind of gives that, I love to use this expression of a kind of like 10 denier finish to your skin. So it's slightly translucent, it's not perfected, but it feels super fresh. And if you're going for a stronger colour, so I have to put a little bit of a light on because it's quite a grey day here, but it's actually causing quite a lot of sheeny shine, which we don't want. Let's maybe just make that a little bit softer for us. Okay, maybe that's a bit better. So, I mean, couldn't be easier, and literally I've used everything off my hand and I really don't need anything else. Sort of the area around our noses and chins at this time of year that start to kind of be a little bit more red. For concealer, we're going to use the Super BB Eborium. Again, because I'm trying to use sort of serum based, really kind of like skin quenching products. Again, I don't put this in with the brush because I want to just literally let it soak in to that area. Lifting this area here, it's a little bit lighter. A little bit goes a long way. It's such a nice product again. Just feels really, I'm going to say healing, but it's nurturing and it's comforting on the skin. And then it just really blends well and connects well into it without sort of, because as you can see, it looks like, oh gosh, she's really overdone it. But she hasn't. It's all right. Because you just literally smash it over the rest of your face and it just blends in. It's so soft and sheer, but you need that level of concealer to get the coverage. This really annoying spot just under my nose for about 3 weeks, really annoying. And like a child, I keep touching it. Right, okay, so that's lovely. I'll probably just do a little bit of powder so it just doesn't feel too flat and sheeny. I'll use the Vive, the Modern Powder Perfection, because it's got a little bit of pigment in, which I need more of at this time of year. And just around my chin and around my nose, it's just where I need that extra bit of coverage, but I don't want to have a full-on concealer just there. Right, okay, let's do a little bit of brow grooming. I think they're beginning to fade a little. Might have to go and see the lovely Miriam again. Now, which product should I use? I want something a little bit light. Let's go for the Blink Brow Bar, just to pull out the ends. It's beginning to fade here because it was very light and I was not keen on having it too dark, but I can see that the depth now is going a little bit. Let's just pull that out and then I'll use, let's just do that. I've got a really nice brush, you can see here, it's sort of almost quite dense, like those foundation brushes that are quite dense. Artiste brushes, I think, were the first ones to come out with brushes like that. Now let's just pull that out to extend and push that underneath. Just give me a bit of lift. It's just that strengthening under there. If you've never done that with your brows, just strengthen that line underneath and push it up, and that just gives you much more of a lift over your eyes. Okay, so everything else is going to be neutral, very fresh, and I'm going to go in with my paint. Now, this is a really lovely texture to use, and it goes on wet. Let me just show you. You'll want to take off the excess first. And I'm going to place it almost along my lash line, but I'm finishing it just short of there, okay? And then I'm going to turn the brush around and really get into that corner there, because it's this corner, which obviously I've made a mess of already, that is really nice to see the colour. Now, the eye paint, I'm really overdoing that, aren't I? That accent, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit softer and more en français. Is so lovely because, well, not only is the colour like super vibrant, but it's just really gentle to apply. Like if you were to try and use an eyeliner, I'd have to like stretch my skin and just pull it along and buff it and stuff, which I will do with this. But I love the fact I can just wear it as a soft liner, because obviously my eyes move. I can't really carry off a very strong line, but I just love this accent of colour, and I'll probably mix it. I've got a couple of the Exaggerate Rimmel liners, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to go in with a bit more blue or ink it up with black. I chose a navy top for this. I was going to talk to you about the... Oh no, Caroline. Bear with me. Literally, come on. Let's get the rule book out. Tip your head back and let it dry just for a second. Don't move your eyes, especially if you've got hooded eyes like mine. Just allow the colour to dry, wafty wafty, and then it won't imprint. So let me do the other side while I go back to my clothes. I was saying about Violette's hair and how these kind of like beautiful, vibrant colours, I feel, just look amazing on darker complexions and, you know, darker hair. But for a blonde, I feel like it's, you know, like I was saying, maybe possibly a little bit retro, or it's a bit harder to kind of carry it off. But I think wearing these statement colours with lots of mascara and maybe a soft liner, you can kind of get away with it. And if you keep the rest of your makeup simple, it works. And if you're like me and you get enjoyment from colour, whether it's a soft petal nude or whether it's a beautiful indigo blue like this, then that's just for the fun, isn't it? Obviously, I never lick my cotton buds if I was working on a client. That is just for my own face. I know some of you will be horrified with that, but I don't really mind doing it. So, okay, I'm going to let that settle for a little bit, and then I will take a nice soft angled brush, keep my little chin back, and then I'll go in with my mascara. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to go in with my first bit of mascara. Oh, so I must say, I think it was last week that I mentioned the Victoria Beckham. Really, really love it. It does not move, it does not smudge. I've loved using it at work, and I was using it, I thought, right, I'll just give it a go. Whacked it on. Like, you have to really build up the lashes. Well, I do anyway. I get the lift that I want from 2 coats. But I have to let it dry. It doesn't work going from one to the other. So I'll pop it on. Love it. It's the lower lashes. I mean, it really just doesn't move at all. So I'm thrilled with it because it's not waterproof and it's not a tubing mascara, and the lashes feel really, really soft. I'm not sure whether you're one of those people who feels their lashes. I don't like them when they're too crispy. But it's a very interesting formula that I need to sort of find out more about it. Yeah, that's given me great balance already. What you do is be careful when you've got a hooded eye that you don't kind of make your eye look smaller, and you'll need the lash to make sure that you really pull the eye out. It's really nice on the lower lashes. Right, so let's go back in maybe now. No, it needs a little bit more time. Oh no, it's one of those days. Just poked myself in the eye and then blinked. Just tidy up those little spider's feet. Right, I'm going to leave the eyes as they are now. I'm going to go in and do my cheek. I'm using a 369 by Minna, which is a really lovely kind of like deodorant style blusher, which is again really easy to apply. So again, I really want to enhance the kind of lift, so I keep that nice shape around here, place the colour, little whiz around, and then just sort of take it up, up, up. So you have the position of colour here, and it's just a nice lift. roundy, 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 and just up, up, and it kind of gives you this kind of like lift off effect. Lovely. And I'm going to do a little bit on my lips. That's nice. Just a little soft touch. But that's really, really pretty. Right, okay, let's go back in with the mascara because that will be dry enough now. Not for the bottom lashes, they don't need it. And for the top. And what I like is that I can kind of really enjoy that colour, which I might go back in with in a minute and fill it out. I've still got that accent of colour. Really nice. And once this dries, it doesn't budge. Not sure why I had to sing that, but I did. Right, really nice fine tip. Going straight into the brush. I could probably use this because it's nice and thin, but I just feel like I've got a little bit more control. I'm going straight in here, right to that inner corner, because it's a really lovely area to shape your eye and for people to see colour on your eye, right? Without it being overpowering. And then I'm just going to lift and really wedge that colour into like a double layer. Now you can see, because of the shape of my eye, I can't really do that winged look, but I've just finished it softly. I'm going to blend that a little bit in a moment. But just this one's gone better actually. But I want to make sure that I've still got a little bit of socket. So what I might do, I've got a Laura Mercier. Where's that gone? The Laura Mercier Caramel for me. Here we go. Here we go. This one is matte. And it's a sort of couple of shades darker. There we go, they're mine. Skin tone. And you see what that does? So if I'm literally just enhancing that natural touch. So it's not even in the socket. I'm just knocking back that expanse of colour along my eye there, which is important. Not like that though, it just needs to be blended. And of course you can do that with your finger, or you can do it with a little brush, whatever you prefer. And if I was wearing like a sort of pair of black pants or, you know, something like that, well obviously pants would be knickers in English, trousers, then, and everything else is quite simple, I kind of just love the cheekiness of this blue. And it's just, actually I don't need to even blend it, I like the way that it is. I think it's really sultry and sexy, and normally I would kind of put that all over my lid, but it would look too much. This kind of gives it a bit of a modern take, I feel. Curious to know what you guys think. Now this is the Beautiful, I've used this before, this is Givenchy. Oh, look at this packaging. Look at this packaging. It's the lip balms. I've got pink ones, but I just love this nude one. It's 110. And it's nice to take that bright pink out of my lips, right? Because that's too much with the blue. So I'm just neutralising everything. That's why that blush went really well with it. I don't want a liner, I don't want it to be full. I just want it to look sumptuous, but clean and neutral in palette. Lovely. Okay, let me just tidy up. Actually she's come together quite well. Now I do like it like this, but I was going to add a little bit more blue, but I just think it's going to be cooler if I do a little bit more black. So these Rimmel Scandaleyes are so... Look, I just literally lean it into my waterline and it paints really well. So you don't have to use a scratchy kohl. These ones are just so soft. Yeah, what do you prefer? Either one, really. I think that still works for the day. It's quite nice and strong and tight, and yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, whether you want something just a little bit more pulled together, or whether you want something just a little bit softer. Maybe it's kind of less fussy without it. I'm not sure. It's really hard to see yourself sometimes, isn't it? I think that's why it's good sometimes to take a picture of your makeup if you are ever unsure. I'm falling short just a little bit of these lashes here, so I'm just going to pull that in just a fraction more. And comb these lashes through a little bit. Get the lift. Got one lash is turned the one way around. Anyway, there she goes. And I just love that little bit of colour. So hopefully I'm encouraging you just to add a little bit of freshness or difference, or, you know, just taking something that you wouldn't normally take. And you can just use a normal eyeliner that maybe you haven't used for a while and use it in the same way. But just focus on the inside. You don't need to do it as a flick. It's just quite nice that every time you move your eyes or blink that you get a little bit of flash of colour. I wish I had a sort of a richer blue top, if I'm honest. This is navy, but it's not really reading on camera, so I'd like it to be a little bit more of a mid-tone between these two, and I think that would really pull it together. And in the summer, crisp white t-shirt, perfect, but not for now. I think it's quite nice to have something that's just kind of like soft and woolen and a bit more bluey. If I had that, if I'd been more organised, I could have got one for you, but I think you know what I mean. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the sort of 360 approach, and take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.